Hello and welcome along to Mondo Chelloveck Movies. My name is John, and this video is going to be what I picked up in the past week on physical media. I think I picked up some really good stuff actually, some really good titles, some really good bargains actually, and some ones that I never even thought I would ever come across, cheaply or otherwise. So I'm excited to show those off today. I've also got an update on my shelves which is coming up, and I just want to talk a little bit about where I am with the shelves at the moment, because everything's progressing at its own pace. We were going to get brand new cupboards put in here, and then we thought of all the disastrous mess that it was going to make, the dust I was thinking about because of the Blu-rays in the room, and I just thought, well, for this moment, let's give it a good painting. So that's what we're doing at the minute. So when this bedroom's fully finished, I'll give you a kind of overall tour of it. It's basically a bedroom with just loads of Blu-rays in. Of course it is. But first, I'd like to give a couple of shout-outs. First shout out is to Bumpers Movies. Now, Bumpers Movies has been commenting on my videos for a long time, and we've had some great chats in the comments. And only just recently I've really known that he's got a channel, so I started to check it out, and I've been very impressed with what I've saw. Actually, he's put a video on, which I'll leave linked down below, which I watched this morning. It's about what he picked up on his birthday haul. So Bumpers' birthday is the 15th of March, which is the exact same date as my son's birthday. Do you remember my son? So on Bumper's newest video, he's put some stuff where he went into the shops and he shows you what he picked up in there. It's a great video actually, and as he was saying, it is a thing that I feel as well when you go into a shop and you do some footage in the shop. It is quite scary actually to just stand there in front of people. I prefer it when there's nobody around if I do that. But Bumper got some great footage in the charity shop CEX and HMV. Then he came back and showed you exactly what he got. He also unboxed some things that he picked up online. So it's a great little video, so I urge you to get across to Bumpers Movies. I think you'll have a great time with this channel. I think it's just kind of starting off, so it's great to see, it's great to be involved with the channel when they come from starting off and you can watch them grow. So I'm all for that. So that's Bumpers Movies. And the next shout out is for Blu-Ray-Display. Now, I'm a big fan of this channel, and but recently I've got more into it because I find that it's my go-to channel when I'm looking to see what's out in the month or what's coming up next week. James, who runs the channel, he puts a lot of stuff out when it comes to do with like weekly, what's coming out in the week, but he puts the DVDs out, the Blu-rays, the 4Ks in UK and in USA. So it's they're quite short videos, but they're really good essential viewing if you want to go and see what's out these days. And sometimes there's stuff on there and I thought, oh, I forgot about that, or I didn't even know that was out. So if you're ever scratching your head like I do to find out what's coming out this week, this forthcoming week, I urge you to get across to Blu-ray Display and check out his weekly updates. Also as well, he does showcase videos, which he's done for a while, which I think are excellent. Now, say for instance the latest like Phenomena came out on Mulholland Drive there. He'll put a thing on where he'll show the whole disc off so you can know everything that's in the disc, and it's a really sort of entertaining video. It's just the sort of stuff getting shown with music over the top, and I like the way that James shows off the particular editions that he does, and the way he does it is really good on this sort of turntable. So it's ones that you don't see very often, and I think they're just really great to look out for. So if you check out James's channel, I'm sure you'll be impressed by it. So that's a shout out for Blu-ray Display. So the other day, me and my good friend Michael, do you remember him?
Where's me ladders?
We hired a van to pick up some stuff for his son-in-law, and I used this to my full advantage because I went across the B&Q and I picked up all the wood that I need for shelf 2 over there. Now, shelf 1 here, as you can see, from there, I'm going to recreate shelf 1 from there to there. It's going to go over there. It's going to be exactly the same height and dimensions. So I need 3 bits of wood, three of these, like posts, and then I need the lats as well. So I bought all of that wood. It was three posts, and it was 12 lats, and it was £53. So it just shows you that, and that's without the fixings, no screws, which I've got loads of screws, and also the sort of the brackets as well. I didn't buy any brackets, but I think I've got some left over from shelf 1. So for £53, I've practically got all of the raw materials for this job. So it shows you if anybody's getting one and they get one recreated by somebody and they say, oh yeah, £200–300. Now you can recreate this very easily for, and I imagine the fixings would bring it to about £60. I think this one cost about 70 because it's a little bit bigger. So it just shows you these things are pretty affordable if you ever want to put one up. And of course I'm going to take you through step by step on how I do that when I get this this on the go. First off, this room's got to be painted though, but it's getting there. So I recorded a little bit of footage when me and Michael went to pick up the stuff from B&Q, so it'll give you an idea of what the wood looks like. So me and Michael I've been across to B&Q, and this is the first start of shelf 2. So to buy these 3, I think the 8 foot by what are they? 8 foot by, I don't know. And then get 12 of these. These are the cross members of the shelves. So that there is 53 quid.
53 quid.
53 quid.
Call me bad.
Not bad. So that's gonna, well, obviously the brackets will come in as well, but I haven't bought the brackets yet. So that's the start of the shelf 2.
And ladies and gentlemen, I have me ladders eventually.
Oh, you know the ladders that Michael was going on about in that little clip I've shown you.
I've only
You
been
know,
waiting for them for 3 weeks.
no, it's because you've just been sort of well, I don't know what you've been doing.
I hope these shelves.
Procrastinating.
I hope these shelves go up quicker than what I've been waiting for me ladders. And I hope they stay up as well.
That's all your problem with the ladders. I tell you what though, what happened to these, Michael?
Yes, that's a mask for my new film, Shock 2.
Yeah, I was shocked. Jump scare. So what's happened though with the masks? What happened to them?
What happened?
Aye?
We
What
lost one.
They blew off, didn't they?
We lost one.
I know, they're so heavy. What did you think was going to happen? Anyway, so there's his ladders, so he's happy. I'll stop him whining. And these, well, this will be going up as soon as I can get the other stuff done in there. So that's the start of shelf 2.
Where's me ladders?
So the week just gone I went to CEX and HMV in Newcastle, and also the Merrill Centre. So I've got some footage from that. And the song you're going to hear behind the footage is from Mondo Chelloveck, and it's called Turbo Shandy. So from HMV and Newcastle, first up I got on Blu-ray, Blood Diner. Now this is released on the Vestron Collector's Series label. I like these releases, I've got to say. They've got some great titles in it, and also some great slips as well. The slips has always been one of the ones I've been after. And this went down to $12.99, so I thought that's a great price for them, because sometimes it can go up to $17.99, which I think is a bit overpriced for this particular title. Never seen this movie before, I don't think. This would have been out in VHS. If I saw it, it would have been on VHS. And this one here, along with one called Chopping Mall, which I don't think is available in the UK, I might have to go to the US for that, has been one on my radar. Now this movie here, when I put it on, it looks as if it's filmed, or the movie is set in a mortuary, which is even better, or it's got parts of it in a mortuary. Don't know much about it at all, but it says here, first they greet you, then they eat you. So I think there's a bit of cannibalism going on. I don't really know anything about it. It looks very bizarre from the actual the clips that I saw, and really the picture quality here is very nice as well. I think Vestron, when they do these releases, they do come out and they do look pretty good as well. So that's the one that I've been sort of keeping an eye on for a long time, and it's the first time I've ever seen it come down in price, but very excited to watch that. That's Blood Diner. So next up is a title I've had my eye on for quite a while. Now, I wasn't going to buy this full price. I have got the Blu-ray, and actually when I compared the Blu-ray to this 4K, the Blu-ray looks really nice, which I was quite surprised at actually, because I always had this in my mind that the Blu-ray looked pretty substandard, but it doesn't actually. So when I saw this for $14.99, I was all over it. So I picked up The King of New York. Now, this movie is it's a great movie, and it's got a great cast. Christopher Walken is always great in a movie. It's got some it's got a brilliant cast. Actually, when I saw it on 4K coming out with a slip, which Arrow don't really do these days when they release a single version like this without it being a special edition, more of that in a minute. I think that they kind of let themselves down a little bit by just throw a slip over it, because being somebody, Arrow are all about boutique label releases and sort of the things that everybody likes. Not to put slips on is a little bit, it's just not that good. That's just my opinion, but I would like to think that when Arrow released these ones, when they've done a special edition, then they would put them out as this type of version with just a slip on for at least a good run of a few thousand copies. I can't see the problem with it, especially if they still charge 21, 22, 24 pounds. So anyway, I watched this, I flicked it on just to see what it looked like, and I've got to say the quality in here is absolutely stunning. The Blu-ray is quite light compared to it. This is a lot darker, but the problem is, the thing is with 4Ks, they can handle the darkness. So if you get a 4K which has got that little bit of darkness in it, it doesn't really matter because you can see every detail in it, and which is not the same on a Blu-ray. If a Blu-ray was dark, you would lose a lot of sort of detail and colours. It's a solid remaster, that's for sure. So I would imagine all the extras come across from the Blu-ray. So $14.99 for this title is quite a no-brainer. And if I ever saw any of these 4Ks at that price, I would pounce on them immediately, because some of them I've just left on the shelves, because for £24 without a slipcover on it, it's not really somewhere I want to go. So anyway, that's King of New York. So speaking of Arrow double dipping, next I picked up An American Werewolf in London on 4K. Now, I've done a video for this, I'll link it down below, and you can go and check it out if you haven't checked it out already. This talks a little bit more about this movie. Now, predominantly, when I was talking about it, I thought that the Blu-ray, as you can see, is pretty much exactly the same. It's more or less a carbon copy, although you've got the 4K disc in here. Now, this one comes with Blu-ray only, and this one comes with 4K only. So it's not as if this one, if you want to keep the Blu-ray, you've still got to keep the set. So anyway, I thought that this was exactly the same now, and I thought the extras were exactly the same, but I thought they might be a little bit different. So I was contacted on that video by David Neighbour, and he said to me there is 2 extra features on this disc that aren't on the Blu-ray. So there is more to it. I thought there was just basically like a carbon copy with just that on it, and also that on it. The rest of it is exactly the same. But there is 2 extra features on it. I will be doing another video on this one because I'm going to go like deep into it. I'm going to try and watch it and all the special edition features just to see what I can come up with, if there's any extra sort of details I can put into it. But the short story for this is that it's up to yourself. The edition is, if you've got this edition, you've practically got what this is. You've got everything in that this one has, apart from 2 extra features. Now, what you haven't got is the 4K disc, and the 4K disc on here just looks absolutely spectacular. It's one of the best 4Ks I've seen. I need to watch it fully. I can't wait to watch it fully. I've got to watch it at night. I've got to turn all the lights off, pitch black, and really get myself immersed into this movie because it just looks sensational. So it is £30. It'll probably drop down a little bit if it doesn't sell out. I don't really know if it's one of those ones that they're going to produce a little bit more, a little bit like RoboCop. Is it going to go down that route? I don't really know. I do know that if you want the best 4K of American Werewolf London, I think this is it. I think it's better than all the other ones in the world. I don't know that for sure, it's just my opinion. And I do rate this one very highly, although, it's up to yourself. If you've got these ones, it's a bit of an expensive double dip if you're going to do that. But saying that though, this one now, as I've been told in my comments, will be coming down in price, and you can get this one quite cheap. So it's horses for courses. It is what it is. It's up to yourselves. But I do recommend this very highly if you want to see. And if it was the same, if the picture quality wasn't that good over the Blu-ray, I would have said just avoid it. There's no point in doing it. Because the picture quality on here is such an upgrade from the Blu-ray, I've got to advise you to sort of really consider it. So that's the 4K of An American Werewolf in London. Next up, I picked up a title I've been really interested in getting. It is She-Freak. This is from the 101 films. It's them agfa titles that they release. As soon as I knew this was coming out, this is a movie that I wanted to see for a long time, even before I knew that this agfa label were going to release it. I do think that it was released by Something Weird in the US. Now, when you watch this movie, you will see Something Weird on the titles to say that they must have had something to do with this. This presentation is probably from if they've got a Blu-ray of this one in the States. So this movie here, it does say 4K restoration. Now, they all say 4K restoration. I've got to tell you, the 4K restorations sometimes look worse than if I had done something myself and restored something myself with no technology. I could have done a better job. That's not taken away from anything to do with these movies. They're so enjoyable. It's unreal actually. And I don't mind if these movies look like trash. I don't mind if these movies are trash as long as I enjoy them. And up until now, I have enjoyed them. This does have quite a lot of extras on it actually. It's got a big documentary on here as well. And it's also got some, it's got loads of trailers on it. So this has a 12 certification. That's quite strange because the trailers that they put on here are anything but for 12, I think. You'll know what I mean if you see it. It's got a lovely booklet in here. It's also got that great art on the disc. I just think this one is one of my favourite ones to look at, the presentation of it. I just think it looks absolutely incredible. Now, I did watch this last night and had such a good time with it. Now, the funny thing is about it, it seems as if the movie is shot in a fun fair. And the whole thing of this movie is, it's a great story. If you see the movie Freaks, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to sort of where the story goes. But I'm not taking anything away from it. It is good to watch by itself. And the picture quality on here is absolutely stunning. Now that's the first time I've ever said this for this this label or this line, if I can put it. I'm trying to struggle with a word to say what I'm gonna have them as. I'm gonna say range. So this range is going to be usually looking like trash. I don't know where they keep these negatives or elements, probably in a bin. But this one here is it's from 1967. And it's pin sharp, and the colours on here are just amazing. Now it features a lot of stuff shot in a fun fair, and it's as if they've like boosted up the running time by just showing people on rides. And you can tell the people on rides are looking at the camera as if they say, "What's this camera doing here?" So it's very guerrilla. But I think that one of the best things about it for me is because when I was younger, I used to work in the Spanish City, which was a fairground, which was down the road in Whitley Bay. And I worked there for 2 years between 1984 and 1986, and I loved it. And I can see a lot of the rides in there, and when they were tearing the rides down, they were building the rides up, and what they put down and what they sort of even wore. I can really identify with that because I saw a lot of that going on firsthand. And this whole sort of life as a traveller or somebody who works in a fairground is quite an interesting one. And this one kind of captured it because actually it was real. It was more like a documentary in some places. But the movie itself, I had such a good time with it. Really, really enjoyed it. I do advise anybody to get these titles because you'll be having such a great time with them. So that's She-Freak. So also there was another agfa title released, and it is the Zodiac Killer. Now this one here as well, it looks absolutely amazing. This presentation, I just can't get enough of them. It's got this really good flippable art as well, like the other one has. Like I think they all have, apart from Sister Street Fighter for some reason. I don't know if this has got a booklet. It might have. Yes, it has, yeah. So this is another thing about these movies. I just think the way that they put them out and the way they look on the shelves, they're just absolutely incredible. I hope they do, and they will be doing more of these. I know they will, because there's more out in the States, and I just can't wait to see what the next ones are. So this one does have an extra movie on here called Another Son of Sam from 1977. So I did flick that on. I did flick this on. So Another Son of Sam does look quite good actually, but the Zodiac Killer looks absolutely terrible. Now it does say a new 4K transfer from the only movie in history actually made to catch a serial killer. Now, the whole premise of this movie is so interesting to me. Can't wait to watch it. But it's just unreal how bad the quality of this movie is. But I don't really mind it actually, because it is a sort of grindhouse movie, and it is one that I know is going to look trash. I can't believe how nice She-Freak looked. Usually I would turn my nose up at these things, especially if it's got 4K remaster on the bottom. And if you were somebody who just knew about 4Ks, and you saw this one, thought, oh, this is a 4K film, and you saw this one, you would just be so shocked about what you're seeing on this movie. The quality of it is just, well, it's unreal. I can't even begin to tell you. It's probably the worst looking one I've seen. But anyway, I do want to see it. I don't mind it looks like that, because for some reason I just really like them like this. So that's the Zodiac Killer. So next from CEX I got the Iguana with the Tongue of Fire. What a name. And this is one I've seen quite a few times on Arrow. It was only £6 from CEX. Got the booklet as well, which is another one where it's a good way to get these ones with the booklets in. They're well worth it. And I don't really know too much about it. Obviously it's a giallo because of the title. You can tell with the title when they do these ones with animals in. It's got these really strange animal titles. It's more or less saying this is a giallo. There was a bit of a trait for that in the 70s. This is a 2K restoration. And I flicked a bit of it on. It does look really nice actually. I don't know too much about it. I have heard it's not the best of movies, but for £6 I don't mind. You know, you can always sell it if you don't like it. But I'm quite interested to check that out. It's one of the ones where I did know that if I ever saw it cheap I would buy it. So that's the Iguana with the Tongue of Fire. Next up from HMV in the Medical Centre I got DOA, which is Dead on Arrival. Stands for. Now this movie here, I had this movie, I taped it off the TV a long time ago, and it features, most of the film is about the doomed 1978 tour of America by the Sex Pistols. Now I have been, and I am still, a massive fan of the Sex Pistols. When I was younger, that's all I used to think about. Used to just think about this music, the band used to play the music, wear all the t-shirts, all that. Believe it or not, spike me hair up. That's probably why it fell out. And this one here is from Second Sight actually, so it's in the $9.99 sale. So I thought, right, I'm getting that one. You've got the DVD and you've also got the Blu-ray. Now also what it has on here is it has a really big long documentary about this movie, which I can't wait to see. So the movie itself has got some excellent footage of the Sex Pistols from 1978, and I've always liked this movie, and to get it on the Blu-ray, it looks pretty good actually. The quality of the stuff, you think from 1977, 1978 wouldn't look that good, but it looks actually really nice. It's shot it's in square frame, which is no problem because that's the way it was originally shot. And the movie is quite extreme in places. I'm not going to say it's not, but I like the whole, anything to do with the Sex Pistols, any footage of the Sex Pistols. I just love to get my hands on. There's a lot more out there, but it just never seems to get released. So this movie does also feature the Rich Kids, the Dead Boys, X-Ray Specs, Sham 69, Generation X, Iggy Pop, The Clash, and much more than meets the eye. And also it says, above all of them, Terry and the Idiots. Now, if you've ever seen this one, and you know this band called Terry and the Idiots, which probably formed for about a week, and they were filmed on here, and they are probably the worst band you will ever see in your life. And they'd done a gig, and people were throwing things at them. It's just one of the best things I've ever seen. When I watched this movie, that's the first thing I talked about to my mates when I watched it on the TV. I said, you've got to see Terry and the Idiots. So it's great to see that he has got, I don't even know if he's still, I don't imagine he's still around doing it, but wow, it's just, it's unreal at how bad this band is. So that's another side curse to why I really like this movie. But I'm so glad to get it, because I knew it was going to come out, but I thought, well, I'll get it when it's cheap. I don't want to get it full price, because it's worth it actually, because you get a lot of stuff in it. But it's one of the ones where I knew I had to get like a little bit of discount. Actually, I even forgot all about it. I just saw it in that sale and I thought, yep, that's what I'm all over that. So also when I was in the shop in the Medical Centre, I was talking to my good friend Stephen Monkey Mason, and I'll leave a link down to his channel down below. That's Lonely Tree Entertainment. And as you can see from the footage that I showed, he put some stuff on the wall. Now when he took us over and he said, look at the stuff I put on the wall there, and I was glad to get some footage of it. You could see that all these posters I said, these are really retro. He said they're from his own personal collection. And some of them, like Mac and Me, for instance, are like originals. And he's put them all over this wall, like from the wall above all boutique label ones, and some of the ones in the back you can see that whole top thing across the wall was his stuff. So that was it was amazing to see that, and I like the fact that Stephen actually tries to personalise this the HMV and take it back and make it a little bit more retro. I'm all about that. I like the fact that it's like you're walking into sort of like something that was used to exist but doesn't really exist anymore. So these things are really welcome things to see. So it was great to see that Stephen had put that stuff out on the wall. So yeah, so if you're a fan of the Sex Pistols and you want to see more of their disastrous concerts in 1978, then this movie's for you. That's DOA. So next from CEX I got the Grand Budapest Hotel. Now the reason I saw this was only £2. So the reason why I got this, because I've always wanted to get the criterion of it, and I thought to myself, hang on a minute, I've got a feeling that this is going to come out in 4K, because this movie does look absolutely spectacular. I've never seen one that looks so, it's just a picture quality, and the whole presentation of it, and the colours and everything just look so great that you think a 4K of this would just be unreal. Probably one of the best 4Ks you'll ever see if it's done properly. So I thought to myself, I will get the criterion version, but that's a Blu-ray. And I thought, well, why would I get that? Because it's like 24, 25 quid. When I can get this one for £2, it might look good, it might look bad, but at least I've got it. And when the 4K comes out, which I'm sure it will do, then I don't have to get rid of the criterion or have a double dip with an expensive criterion release. So that's what I thought behind this. So it's also got some extras on as well, which I'm dying to see. Watched this movie on, I think it was on Amazon Prime or somewhere, Disney Plus, and I had such a good time that I've been wanting to watch it for a long time, but I didn't realise how good it was or how good it looked. So I thought I'll put this on, just see what it looked like. If it was all right, you know, it'll keep us going till a 4K come out. And I've got to say, it looks absolutely sensational. I don't know if it's the same one as a Criterion. Probably the Criterion will probably look that a little bit better, because they usually always do. But this one here has got an amazing cast. It's an amazing film. So funny. It's so well done. It looks absolutely brilliant. The whole set designs are just absolutely stunning. The cast on here is like you'll never see again, and can't recommend this movie highly enough. Like I say, for £2 each in CEX, you're going to get this amazing looking edition, and that might keep you going if you want to get the 4K of it, but you don't want to hang up. Like sometimes the 4K I think will come out, but it'll not come out for another 4 or 5 years, maybe. So that's just a placeholder for me on the Grand Budapest Hotel. And I do think that this is one of the movies that maybe Wes Anderson is best known for, and quite rightly, because it's probably one of the best ones for me that he's done. So that's the Grand Budapest Hotel. So lastly from CEX, I got one of my favourite films of all time. It is Eraserhead. Now, I'll just put this to one side. Yep. And, well, yeah, you go. So, talking of double dips, what we got here. Now, originally I bought this. This is the American one, Region A locked, and I thought that this was the only way you were going to get it. And it came. It looks spectacular, but I can only play it on my my Blu-ray when I put it on my multi-region Blu-ray. But it looks really good, don't get us wrong, and I was very happy with it. And of course, what happened? It came out in the UK. I didn't think it was going to come out in the UK, but it did. So I always thought to myself, if I ever see it cheap, in a what is it called? A Criterion cheap, yeah, as if I thought I would get it, and I wasn't really that much. I was thinking, you know, if I got the cheap I could get it, I would buy it, and never think I would get it. I would just be happy with this movie, which I am more than happy with. But lo and behold, in CEX they had this. Now there is a little bit of sticker damage there, and I haven't looked into it fully to see if the sticker, that is residue from the sticker, or it's actually took a little bit of the shine off the box. It might be one of those ones where you go to the box and you try and put it right and you make it 10 times worse. So I'm a little bit reticent to do that. Now, on the side note of that, I've been getting some really good feedback on my comments about ways and means to get rid of these stickers. I've also received an amazing email from somebody who I don't know if they want me to say their name out yet, so I won't say that, but I will talk about it in a future video. And he has sent me something to do with how to get in touch with CEX about these stickers, and also this other stuff on how to get rid of these stickers. So I'll have a chat with him to see if he's alright to put that details out in another video, because I think it'll help all of us if we can get these CEX stickers stopped. And I do think that they are going to stop them with pressure from the likes of all of us lot. So that'd be great. This is the Region B locked version. Now, the reason why I got this was because obviously I can put this on my 4K player, and I can upgrade it, and it can look just that little bit better. So I put it on, and I've got to say it does look better, and I just can't get over how good this movie looks. I think this movie is an absolutely spectacular movie. Yes, I don't understand it at all, but do you really want to understand Eraserhead? Do you want to just sort of just go with it? Now, it is a bit of an expensive luxury for me, but then again, is it expensive? Because how much did I pay for this? I paid the princely sum of £10. Now, £10 for one of these really good special edition, if you can call them that, criterions. I couldn't believe it. Now, what I've done is when I've looked online on CEX online, they have got the regular version that came out a while ago of Eraserhead for £10, but they've got no mention of the criterion. Now, I think they don't have anything in their files to say, or their system to say, this is a criterion, we'll have to charge people more for it. Now, I think if they charge £15, I might be tempted for that, but for £10, I was all over it. So you can go to maybe your local shop and they've got it there. They might have the criterion there if you're lucky. I think this is it. They've sold me. This is the wrong price for this. I think this should be. They should probably put £20 on it. But of course they don't, and that's their fault. And if nobody can sort of say when they got this into the shop to be savvy enough to say, hang on a minute, this till is saying £10 for this, but this should be a lot more than that. So really, what I'm saying is you might be able to get this one before the click. They might be able to get this one for £10, and this one is. I mean, I think I paid about £25 for this from the States, maybe even £30 for it because it was, you know, the P&P. So this is a great heads up, and like I say, you get the 4K version in here, 4K remastered version in here. So this this looks sensational in any way on the Region A, but this being able to upgrade it on the 4K player just makes it look that little bit more special. So anyway, after all that, thanks for watching. You take care, and I will see you on the next video. Cheers.
It's